Deuteronomy 33:29. Happy art thou, O Israel, who is like unto thee, O people saved by Yahweh, the shield of thy help, and who is the sword of thy excellency. And thy enemies shall be found liars unto thee, and thou shalt tread upon their high places. Kol halo Yahweh Bahasham Yahushai Bahasham Rakaha Kodash. Double honors into the apostles, double honors into the elder bishops. Salutations to all my fellow laborers doing this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedom to do so, now more so than ever. To the scattered elect that are scattered around the four corners of the earth, that be like unto the speckled bird, the Israelite foreigners among the heathen, that look like those heathen. This is not a black thing. And to the few Akwaf that are listening and learning, to you, I say shalom. This is your brother Malcolm from the branch of the Great Millstone here in Chicago, coming at you with another lesson in truth. All right, and this is a very short video. That's only about 3 minutes and 24 seconds long, but it's very powerful. You know, Obadiah is only one, chapter in the Holy Scriptures, but it's very powerful. All right. The message in it is even more powerful than some of the books that have, many chapters. All right. And so I'm going to play this video. And the name of the video is Putin's top ally. I'm going to bring the name up. But when they want to put this, this H word, I'm not even going to say the word. I just let you read it. And they want to put, of course, throw their narrative. And once again, we always tell you the truth doesn't need a controlled narrative or laws to defend it. The truth stands on its own. And he's making a bold claim. And I say let the evidence that he has be brought forth. Prove him wrong. Just don't try to discredit it. This is distasteful and it's anti this and it's anti that. Let the proof come forth. All right? Because if what you're saying, what these people are saying, you see what Wikipedia has put up there about the whole situation. If what they're saying is true to the way they said it happened, then it'll stand. You wouldn't be afraid of any evidence that proves otherwise. All right? Which seems that they have on a lot of cases. Just saying. All right? So I'm not even going to mention that word. I'll let you, you read it and see it for yourself. But Putin's top ally shocks the world with the no H situation proof claim Hitler killed Soviets. Hitler did kill Soviets, all right? They definitely, as a matter of fact, the Soviets' role in America wouldn't be if it wasn't for the Soviets fighting in World War II. All right, NATO, none of that. And then they blocked the Soviets out after that. But without any further ado, there's some truth in that because Henry Ford was an avid Nazi supporter. The Ford Motor Company right here in America. I got a couple of books that talks about it. As a matter of fact, let me see. Here's one of them right here. This is just one of many. There's a former U.S. Is it this one, A Real Case? By Marcus Eli. No, it's not this one. Salakia. Oh, it's this one. Who Brought the Slaves? This book here. Who Brought the Slaves? In this book right here. All right, let me see if I can. They'll probably use that that short clip to block out this right here. That's what they do when things are too condemning. They like to block it. They put up an image that they like. this book. I need to finish this short book. This is a very powerful book. But yeah, because I have no idea where it is, but it's definitely in here. But and you can go and research that on yourself. I'm not gonna, because I wasn't even gonna do that. But then I just remembered that fact, that historical information, that Henry Ford was an advocate, supporter of Nazism, of Nazis here in America. And yeah. And I find it strange too that in Ukraine, the symbol that they use, not only is it the ancient Khazarian symbol, which that's going to be brought up in this video by the President Assad here, but I saw a guy today walking around in a green military shirt with that symbol on it. So I believe they have their agents here as well. There was a Ukrainian protest at the Water Tower downtown Chicago today. All right, and they denied Jacob. They denied Israelites reparations for the Tulsa massacre, but they're gonna send another 1 point something billion to Ukraine. Yeah, so they don't have, so it's just outright hatred and racism, bluntly in your face when it comes to Terrence Howard made a statement that since they don't have money for reparations for the descendants of slaves, and America was built up and launched from their free slave labor, and became the greatest nation in the world, and they just want to play it off like, oh, well, that's over and so long ago. No, that's the foundation. All right. And he made the statement that, that Negroes should be, or the descendants of the slaves should be exempt from any taxation for 400 years. All right. And then they could take all that money and put it back toward their communities. Now, that sounds like a brilliant plan, if there wasn't a plan in the Bible. We have a much better plan in the Bible. But, from a carnal sense, from a worldly sense, what he's saying actually would, make sense, But that's not in the Lord's plan. This is not our rest. Our kingdom is coming. Wait, notice it's referred to the West Asian region. All right, and I've been pointing that out for probably about the last year and a half or so, that there's no such thing as the Middle East. The Middle East is a made-up term, like white people, like black people, like Europe. All right, Europe and Western Asia. All right, Europe is in Western Asia. It's in the northern part. All right, and the Middle East is in the southwestern part of Asia. It's one continent. Just because you painted a different color on a map doesn't take away from the fact that Europe and Asia sit on the same landmass. It's one continent. All right, so once again, what's happening is they're being found out. Esau, Edom is being destroyed with the spirit of the Lord's mouth, and the spirit of the Lord's mouth is his breath here on earth are the prophets, the men of the Lord. This is 2 Thessalonians 2:8. And it reads, and then shall the wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. The spirit of the Lord's mouth, all right, is the men of the Lord. And the spirit of the Lord is prophecy, and we're prophesying. We're prophesying the end of Babylon the Great, who is Edom, all right? The Edomites have to be ruling upon the return of who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. For it is written, to say so is to go against the very book, which is eventually they're going to outlaw this book, because no matter how much they try and demonize us, anyone who who reads or listens to what we say, and they read the scriptures and do their diligent search to find out, well, what we're saying is absolutely right. And what they're saying is the fabrication, the controlled narrative, which they've lost control over. You know, the Renaissance lies is not working anymore. That cast that they cover, you know, that cast that cover, what is the scripture says, the anointed cherub that covereth. If somebody could put that on the comment board, I can't think of what it is right now. All right, but Isaiah 25:7, it reads, and he will destroy in this mountain, all right, the face of the covering cast over all people, and the veil that is spread over all nations. So this portion of the world that they call the Middle East, well, that's Western Asia. And so they called it the Middle East to try and control the narrative, to make it as if Benjamin Milkowski, well, who's now known as Netanyahu, to make it seem as if he actually has a lineage, a bloodline to that land, and he doesn't. He actually has a bloodline to further south of there, to Jordan, in Petra, in Mount Seir. All right, the original home of the Edomite, the first cave dwelling. And I've done quite a few videos where I've produced the receipts to prove that. All right, I'm not just saying it. So it's also been said that they were aware of this attack. The same thing about, 9/11. That's why certain individuals got phone calls and didn't report to work. Insurance policies were taken out on, the day before, and things of that nature. There's just too many convenient coincidences for a particular group of people, just saying.
أغلبنا لا يعرف بأن صعود النازية.
So most of us do not know that the rise of Nazism between the two world wars
بين الحرب العالمية الأولى والثانية
happened with American support. This is President al-Assad, all right, the Syrian president. You have to remember that in 1951, the president of Egypt, Gabal, I think his name was Abdul Gabal Nasser, he made the statement that you will never be accepted in this land, for you left here black and came back white. Who are you people? All right, even though black and white are bywords, but you get it. All right, and he also spoke in Arabic. I only wish that he had said this in English. All right, it would have been that much more powerful.
وكان بدعم أمريكي. الكل يتساءل طيب كيف كان هناك.
The question, hold on, he's speaking kind of fast.
الكل يتساءل طيب.
The question on everyone's mind is,
كيف كان هناك انهيار.
How is it that despite the German collapse and European constraints,
ألماني وقيود أوروبية كيف سمحوا للنازي.
Nazism was allowed to rise and build an army?
بالصعود وتأسيس جيش بالدعم الأمريكي.
Especially with money coming from, Henry Ford and the Ford Motor Company and other rich people that were here in the West. It was done with American support, money, loans, and investments. That's facts.
بالأموال الأمريكية، بالقروض، بالاستثمارات. 6 ملايين لا يوجد أي دليل.
Well, it says that there is no evidence that 6 million JOOs were killed in the, hollow thing.
بأن هناك 6 ملايين يهودي قتلوا. وربما حصلت.
Perhaps there was a hollow thing. Nobody denies this.
خارق.
And I've often said that, but but could it be that maybe the facts around it have been just a little disingenuous? Just questioning, not saying.
فيها وهناك معسكرات.
True, there were concentration camps.
اعتقال صحيح، ولكن الدليل على أن هذا الموضوع.
But what shows you that this is a politicized issue? Which means usually when something is politicized, it's very disingenuous, or it's full of propaganda to sway people to see or think or believe a certain way and not the truth. Just saying.
مسيس وليس إنساني ولا حقيقي.
And not as a humanitarian issue, and is not real. All right. Now these are the words of the president, not mine. And this is a video that's already on YouTube, so there shouldn't be an issue with me speaking upon it.
كيف نتحدث عن 6 ملايين؟
How come we talk about these 6 million
ولا نتحدث عن 26
and not about the 26 million Soviets killed in the war? And I've often said that because it was estimated that it was like 84 million, right? Which means 79 million people that died meant absolutely nothing. The only people that mattered and that died were this particular 6 million. All right. The other 79 million people were just pieces of SHIT, in the annals of history. They didn't matter. All right. There's some very anti-humanity shit right there.
مليون سوفيتي قتلوا في تلك الحرب، يعني 6 ملايين أغلب.
All those 6 million, are those 6 million more precious? Good question.
الممارسات نفسها.
The same acts were everywhere. So people were being tortured and dying and killing. It was war, right? And America definitely has killed and tortured and destroyed. You don't even want to talk about North Korea, Vietnam. I mean, hell, in World War II, when they dropped, gigantic atom bombs on civilian populations. All right. And for the record, it sounds like, as of lately, Japan wants their lick back. They ain't never forgot that shit.
كانت على كل الاتجاهات. لم يكن هناك طرق قتل
There was no method of torture of killing specific to the JOOs.
مختصة باليهود، ولا طريقة تعذيب مختصة باليهود. في كل الأماكن نفس الطريقة.
The Nazis used the same method everywhere. But once again, this whole anti-humanism, the other people were not human. Their lives did not matter. The other 79 million unfortunate souls that died in World War II, they meant absolutely nothing. Only this 6 million did, according to the annals of history.
استخدمتها النازية، ولكن القضية هي قضية.
How this issue was politicized, and along with many other things, but yes, this was greatly politicized. Okay, which is why America is full of, and how they, America has all these NGO, non-government organizations that are actually in place to take place of your actual government that was set up, and most of the people at the head of these NGOs that are making decisions for the people and overruling the law of the land, most of the people that are in these organizations are JOOs. That's facts.
مسيسة ولتزوير الحقيقة ولا.
In order to falsify the truth and later to prepare
للتمهيد لنقل اليهود.
For the transfer of JOOs from Europe to other areas. Yep, and other areas of what? The earth. And into the and into the interiors of Western Asia and call themselves the people of the Lord, which was prophesied in the Bible. In the NLT, Ezekiel the 36th chapter, it says foreigners were in the land. All right. Or was that in Zechariah? Matter of fact, let's read that. Zechariah 9:6 real quick. Because this was definitely prophecy. Or was it Ezekiel? Well, I'll read them both. So let's go to Ezekiel first. This is Ezekiel in the NLT 36:5, and it reads, "My jealous anger burns against these nations, especially against Edom." But you know, Christianity has taught that Edom is done away with. But Judaism teaches that Christianity is Edom. All right. And then some of those Southern Baptist churches teach that Judaism is Edom. All right. The Talmud, all right, which is used in Judaism, the Talmud, in the annals of it, it says something to the effect that Rome was Edom. So the portion of Western Asia that's called Europe today, that was conquered and controlled by the nation of Edom. Now they call it Europe. All right. But it says, especially Edom, because they have shown utter contempt for me and gleefully taken my land for themselves as plunder. So the Bible, Ezekiel prophesied that the Edomites would take Jerusalem. They would take Israel. All right. And that happened in 1948. That prophecy came to pass because you have a group of people that the whole world knows who they are and know that they have Khazarian and that the roots, and that the Khazars are indeed Edomites. They're not Japhetic. All right, they pushed Japhet out of his land the same way they pushed the Gadites, the Reubenites, and the Issacharites out of North America. And the ones that didn't die and that remained were pushed into either reclassified as Negroes, as black people, or pushed into the reservations. That's what happened to them. In case anyone is wondering. All right, through their lies and deceit, great injuries, the kingdom is passed from one people to another. All right, and that's why they're going to lose it.
من أوروبا باتجاه مناطق أخرى هي فلسطين. اليهود الذين أتوا
The JOOs who came to Palestine are Khazar JOOs from the east of the Caspian Sea. Facts.
إلى فلسطين هم يهود الخزر شرق قزوين هم وثنيون و
They were pagans who converted to Judaism in the 8th century. So this isn't hearsay, and this isn't theory. This isn't a rumor or a vicious lie. This is actual history. It is quoted, and it has way too many people who've confirmed it, and it came from way too many sources. All right. And the main source that it came from was a Jewish historian himself, which was Arthur Koestler. All right, and some others. So Psalm 64:8 had to come to pass when he says that they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. It's the spirit on them; they can't help it. And now the heathens, now that America is weakened, it's just a sign of the times. They're starting to speak up. Because what he's not saying, he's not identifying who they are. Although off camera, and there are a lot of videos where some of them do. They know. But you got to remember, all the nations benefited from the downfall of the true Israelites. All right, and the true house of Yahweh. All right, because there's no oo sound, no u sound in Hebrew. That's the fabricated form of that language that they created using Assyrian script, Hebrew characters, and created their own language using characters that are not their own. So that it appears that they're speaking Hebrew and they're not. All right. Remember the house of David. According to the evidences that's left behind, they used the Paleo Hebrew. All right. I have plenty of books that shows all the coins that were being used at the time of the fall of Jerusalem. All right. At the time of the desolation of Jerusalem, and on all those coins, it was the ancient Phoenician or Paleo Hebrew, not the Assyrian. All right. The northern kingdom went into the Assyrian captivity, not the southern kingdom.
اليهودية في القرن الثامن الميلادي هاجروا إلى أوروبا وأتوا إلى هذه المنطقة.
They immigrated from Europe. Hold on, let me go back a little bit. I just want to read everything he said. And from there, they came to this region.
وأتوا إلى هذه المنطقة. لا يوجد أي علاقة.
They have nothing to do whatsoever with the ancient people of Israel. Facts. And that is why this is before the title. This whole H word and then this Wikipedia breakdown. All right, and you can't make this. This event that right here you see the cursor going back and forth with. This event was nothing but white on white, Edomite on Edomite crime at the world level. All right, those who are that red dragon who basically took peace from the earth. So with that, I'm going to give all praises, all honor and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Kahakwadash, Kwam, Yasharala, Shalawam, Abba, Babal.